Hey traders, today is Thursday, October the 29th, 2020, and I wanted to talk a little bit about trading non-correlated assets. And so this has to do with diversification. And everybody knows that word. Everybody has heard of the phrase diversification. Most people don't understand truly what it means. You ask people if they're diversified and they say, yes, I got 10 different mutual funds or I got 20 different stocks. And then of course the follow-up question is, well, if the market tanks like it did yesterday, what happens with all of your 20 stocks or all 10 of your mutual funds? And of course the answer is they all go down, right? They all move in lockstep. And so really non-correlation or asset allocation is what we should be looking for. And so one of the things that I always love to do is trade commodities. I love to trade natural gas and oil. I love to trade gold and silver. And I love to trade the corn futures because they have very, very sort of fluid movements. And corn has been really skyrocketing lately. We had a huge sell signal come in here. This sell signal, you can see, kicked in, let's see, that's about October the 28th. So that would be yesterday, obviously, with our stochastics crossing over, heading down, MACDs crossing over, heading down, RSIs going to the downside as well. And you can see that we've just had this big sort of blow off top here take place in the corn futures. Now, the reason that I like to trade commodities, in addition to the fact that they are non-correlated in most cases to equities, is the fact that they give us a nice potential rate of return. I wanted to show you the trade here that I've got going on here in this particular futures contract in corn. This is a small trade right here. This is the ticker symbol ZC. And you can see it's only about a $700 trade, but it brought in a $350 credit. This is a trade that is going to expire in 22 days and has a 50% potential rate of return on that trade. So if we take a look at it in the risk graph, you can see it right there. We're already profitable on it to the tune of about 50 bucks, but it's moving in the right direction. And it's a high probability trade. This is an 80% probability trade. Again, not putting up that much money, putting up about $700 to do the trade, bringing in $350 in income on the trade. And that's a nice trade. That's a very high profit potential trade, very short period of time. So I do like trading these commodities, and corn right now is the one that looks good from a chart standpoint, trading it to the downside. Hey folks, today is Thursday, October the 29th, 2020, and I'm looking at doing another scalping trade here on Tesla. I enjoy doing this with Tesla quite a bit. Of course, it's all about the theta and it's all about the implied volatility, but if you look at the implied volatility on Tesla, it's kind of a stalwart here for doing this type of a trade because it's always sort of hovering around that 50 percentile level, which is awesome for being able to generate some decent premium off of a little bit of a scalp. And when I say a scalp, these are just one-day trades. So you're just trying to suck up some theta on this trade and get in the morning, get out in the afternoon. No overnight holding on these. And just try to get a little bit of a theta scalp on this if you can. And so we've got just a little bit of directional movement on Tesla today, not a whole bunch. We had obviously that big sell-off yesterday in the marketplace, and the market's trying a little bit here to come back today. NASDAQ is really performing a lot better than the overall markets. You got a lot of tech stuff that is pushing higher today off of some positive earnings results. But we're looking at doing a Tesla trade here. And again, I'm using the options that are expiring tomorrow, so I'm not planning on keeping this overnight at all. I'm looking at just doing a put leg down here at the 395 level, selling the 395s, buying the 390s. So it's a credit spread. It's a put credit spread. And you can see that this would be about a $45,000 trade with a credit of about $4,700, $4,800 in that range, but it's showing theta of about $1,300. So my goal with this trade obviously is to not hold it to expiration date. I'm not looking to capture that whole $4,800, $4,900. I would love to capture $1,000 to $2,000 today on this particular trade. So right now nap price on this is showing 42, mid price is 49. I'm going to price this pretty aggressively and let it sit for just a little bit and see if I can get a feel here. I'm doing 100 contracts, and so one word of note that I would just make here is that this trade is well designed for Tastyworks because they do cap the commissions here at 10 contracts. I think that the cost on this trade, you can see here that I've got a commission of $20 plus $27 in fees. I think the commission on this would be pretty onerous if you were using a different brokerage firm that did not cap their commissions on this, and obviously that is going to come into effect, come into play here. But mid price right now is around 49.50 cents. I'm going to try for that 50-cent level, and I'm just going to send this. Again, that's going to bring in about $5,000 of premium. It shows that I'm off a little bit here. Let me put that ticker symbol in there. I'm off just a little bit, and I'm going to be a little patient here and see if I can get a fill. I would need Tesla to just sort of pull back just a little bit here, but I'm close enough, and every penny is so important in theta that I'm going to sit here and just maybe wait for just a moment and see if I can get a fill at that 50-cent level. We're getting close. I've got the mid price at 50 cents bouncing around. Saw a 51 cent there for just a second. So again, every penny matters when you're doing a theta trade like this. There's 51 cents again. I'm just going to hang in here just a little bit, see if we can get a fill on this. There you go. I was patient, so it took a few minutes, but I got filled at a 50-cent credit on that. Selling the 395 puts and buying the 390s. And so we're just going to work this trade now for the rest of the day. Again, I'd love to get $1,000 to $2,000 of premium, just theta or pure theta erosion on this trade. So we'll watch this throughout the day here, and may need to put in a call leg if we're not getting the results that we desire. But right now, we're just going to let it sit and do its thing. Okay, it's about 8:38 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm looking at the timestamp on this. I got into this trade at 8:31 a.m. Again, obviously Mountain Time. And just sitting, it dropped actually. This trade is so sensitive. Just a little teeny move, a dollar move in a $410 stock can mean the world. And it was almost down $700. I wasn't able to capture that screenshot here, but it was almost down $700 initially, and that's just sort of the way that these theta trade work, especially when you're doing a huge one like this, 100 contracts. You're going to start off almost always in the hole, obviously, with a theta trade. We need a little bit of directional help here with Tesla because we only have the put leg in right now. And so I do have some remaining tools or weapons, if you will, that I can throw at this trade if I need to throughout the day. I don't have a lot of time to do this because it is a theta trade and I'm just trying to capture some erosion today. So, maybe I've got another hour, hour and a half in the day here. I could go to maybe 9:30 or 10:30 in the morning Mountain Time. So just 1 or 2 more hours. And if I need to, I can throw on that call leg to help along with this process. But as you're seeing here right now, it just ticked up maybe $1, and we went from zero to almost $500-600 up on profit on there. So as long as it's continuing to move in this direction, I should not need to throw that call leg on. But we'll just continue to monitor it here, watch it throughout the day. Again, there's $5,000 of theta. Put up about $50,000 to do the trade. Brought in $5,000 of extrinsic value or credit or premium, however you want to look at that. And I want to just capture maybe $1,000 to $2,000 of that today. So we'll see if we continue to get some help here directionally. That would get us there a lot quicker, obviously, than just waiting for theta to erode throughout the rest of the day. And then again, if we need to, if this starts to pull back a little bit on us, I've always got that ability to put the call leg in. May do that anyway if we don't get a huge run up. And that doesn't give me a whole lot of theta capture, but it might give me a little bit to just sort of help this along. So we'll just check in throughout the day here, kind of see how this is going. It's almost 9 o'clock Mountain Time, and I think that we now, you kind of are getting the impression, it's always tough to tell right when you put the trade together, especially when there was really very, very little directional bias with Tesla at the time. You're seeing this candle pop up now. We're up 5 on it. The S&P up 30, the E-mini's up 30, up $150 on the NASDAQ. So we're trying to rebound from yesterday. Techs are strong right now. And Tesla's working in our favor. So I may not need to even do the call side. You can see we're up about $1,400 right now already on the trade, and so we'll just continue to watch it here as the day develops. So it's 9:16 right now, and Tesla's been very favorable to me. It's working in the right direction. I had said earlier that my goal, put up about 50,000, brought in 5,000 of credit. My goal was to just capture 1,000 to 2,000 of that today. But we've had a teeny bit, just a teeny bit of directional help here in that. So I'm already at the 2,000 level. They're bouncing around between that 1,900 and 2,100 credit showing on that trade. That's about as much as I'm going to be able to suck out of this put side of this trade today. And so I am looking here to add a little bit here to the call leg, and I'm looking at the 430s by the 435s, and that would bring in, again, that would actually boost my buying power because it would balance out that trade, bring in about $4,000 of theta. That's obviously over the whole entire 2 days to expiration, which I won't hold it for that. There's about $1,800 of theta there for today. If I could just capture 400 or 500 of that, that would help balance out the trade. So I'm going to try here for this 41 price. Well, 43 now is the mid price. I think that that's a ways off of where we're actually getting fills at. So let me put Tesla back in here. I mean, it's not terribly far off. We're showing a mid price right now of 44, and I'm asking 43, so we're pretty darn close. Again, I'm going to try to be patient here with this. I'll let that sit for just a bit. Okay, I just filled the calls. I just got a fill on the calls there, the 430s by the 435s. So I got filled on the call side at 43 cents. So I think I got a pretty good fill on those calls. If we look at activity-wise now, we're looking at a similar order of almost 60 cents on the mid price, but we just got a nice bump in the stock. So that pushes me back here now. You can see now I'm back down to $500-600 of open profit that is showing there. That's again a factor of adding on these theta trades. But I still feel good about it because now, again, we still have $50,000 committed to this trade. but now I've got $9,300 of premium or credit that has come in. I feel like I could probably capture more than $2,000 now on this trade by the end of the day, and it's a little bit more of a balanced trade as well. If we just look at it in the grade, which we don't necessarily, this doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot to us here, just simply because we're not looking at holding this for more than maybe just a few more hours in the day. But nevertheless, we're fairly well positioned there. And again, now we're up to back to $1,200 of potential profit there. We just need a little bit more of time erosion. Again, my original goal was $1,000 to $2,000 of credit today on this trade. We're above $1,000 now. I think we could get well above $2,000 if we just get a little bit of cooperation with the price here. So we'll continue to just watch this here for the next hour or so. It's about 10:41 Mountain Time, and we've just sort of been trading water. We came down here a little bit. These are 5-minute candles, but really, no different than we were an hour and a half ago in the marketplace. It's really helped adding those call legs into the picture. Up about $2,900. Well, there's $3,100 bouncing around in that $3,000 range. Of profit, and that's probably getting very close to my max for the day. We don't have a lot of movement at this point. It's 10:40, so I still got a few hours left in the trading day, so I'm going to let this continue to work as long as Tesla is just kind of hanging out here at this current price point. See if we can maybe squeak out just a little bit more. Okay guys, it's about 11 a.m. and I'm going to close out my Tesla trade here. I'm showing that I'm up about $3,300 on it. That's well beyond the $1,000 to $2,000 that I was hoping to make on this trade today. So it's just been an awesome trade. Nice way to scalp an extra $3,000 on the day. I need that $50,000 of capital back so I can go do a Twitter earnings trade here before we get to the close today. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this out. Showing 60 cents is the mid price. I'm close. I'm going to let that sit there and work for just a little bit.